Son of a
glitch.
Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. You may all remember this Yoshi adventure fondly, even with all the crying, but I'm pretty sure you don't remember some of the crazy and game-breaking fun you're about to see in this episode, so let's get into it. In World 2-1, if you jump on this pipe on the same frame you enter it by pressing down and jump together, something strange will happen. When Yoshi's position during an exit transition is not as the game intended, there's no programmed exit for the game to send Yoshi. Instead, the game will warp Yoshi to coordinate 0, 0, which is the top left corner of the default level World 1-1. But dropping from here won't do any good as falling below the screen kills Yoshi. What we now have to do is flutter 7 or 8 times to the right until we reach this area over here, and then we need to flutter just above the bottom of the screen. This will properly load the rest of World 1-1, and then we can complete the stage as normal. Completion of a stage in this way actually counts as completing the world that you warped in, so we just completed World 2-1. This is called 1-1 warping, and it can be used in a number of ways. In World 1-4, when we go down this pipe and into the dark room, we need to aim an egg shot, wait a second, then jump backwards and into the hothead. With Baby Mario floating to the right, jump on the platform and flutter upwards to the exit, and when you regain Baby Mario, you'll be sent to World 1-1. Once again, finishing the stage as normal counts as finishing World 1-4, and also skips the mini-boss. Another 1-1 warp can be achieved in World 3-1. As you move right, chasing this monkey with the watermelon, it should turn to climb the vine. Jump off the monkey's head to get an extended flutter, and then head up and to the right behind the trees. The exit of a bonus room is hidden from view, and by fluttering above the exit and dropping, you can trigger the warp to World 1-1. In World 4-7, there's a spring ball above the screen that you egg shot to drop it down, and then bounce up to another spring ball. When you bounce off the second spring ball, just hold left and you warp to World 1-1. Funny thing about this warp is you can bring Huffin' Puffins or chickens into 1-1, where they wouldn't usually be, so their sprites become glitched, resembling some kind of red cloud, but they still function correctly. In World 5-4, there's a 1-1 warp that's a bit more complicated. With a Shy Guy in Yoshi's mouth, stand on the pipe and aim upwards to hit this spot and take out the spiked floor. When it's clear, stand to the left of the pipe and spit out the Shy Guy by holding up and the Y button, and he should land like this. Next, jump off the Shy Guy to the right and fall down the gap, and as soon as Yoshi is off screen, flutter to the left to hopefully trigger the exit that exists under the pipe. This one is tough and precise with only a 2-frame window to get the exit successfully, and once again you'll warp to World 1-1 to complete the level. So that's 1-1 warping, but let's take a look at some of the minor glitches in the game. In World 1-1, if this Piranha plant eats you like this facing the wall, he'll spit you out and clip you into the wall. Naturally, the collision will push you out of the wall, correcting the glitch. Something similar happens in 1-5. If you ride the green platforms as far as they'll go and then jump up to land on the top one like this, duck down and wait for the screen to push you into the wall, and then the collision detection will push you through the wall. Just remember to jump out at the other end. Here's an interesting Lives Underflow glitch in World 6-8. Head into door number 1 and eventually you'll reach a red button. Jump over it, flutter left, and then fall into the lava against the wall. Yoshi will die but still be able to activate the red button, which revives him and you're able to carry on the level. Do this with 1 life remaining and then actually die and you'll be awarded 999 lives. In World 1-7, touch Fuzzy Get Dizzy. When Fuzzy touches you and the screen changes, quickly press start and select to go back to the map menu, and the fuzzy transition is carried over to the map, making everything blocky. This can be fixed by entering another level and completing it. In World 4-5, on the final big hill, jump on this Koopa's head so he's out of his shell. Wait till he's back in his shell and it's shaking, and then jump on it once more, and if the shell is taken away or destroyed, the Koopa will get stuck in the wall. In World 2-1, fire an egg up the right side of this wall to reveal a winged cloud. Then shoot at it again to get the red button, activate it, and then go to the secret room below the flower. Exit the room and then head back to the area of 2-1 with the falling blocks. All the blocks will now spawn at the same time and fall together, creating a huge quake. Also, this happened. Really didn't see that coming. In World 3-3, if you jump on this stretched Shy Guy, he'll go flat. Aim an egg shot and then jump, and Yoshi will do a super bounce into the air. This glitch is a result of pressing and holding the A and B button in quick succession. A similar glitch occurs during the Hookbill boss fight in World 4-8. If Yoshi ground pounds Hookbill before he lands on his back on the final hit, Yoshi will shoot up into the air and off screen. This will also change the way the keyhole cutscene plays out too. If the glitch is done with Hookbill facing right instead of left, it'll softlock the game. Here's a cool glitch. With an enemy in Yoshi's mouth, jump into a save ring, and as you do, spit the enemy out. This will put Yoshi in a glitched state where it looks as if there's something in Yoshi's mouth, but he won't be able to spit it out. The save ring has turned the enemy into a star, and the game believes there's both a star and an enemy in Yoshi's mouth. This glitch state can be abused in World 3.3, but first we're going to need a big egg from another stage. We can get a big egg from World 2.7 by eating one of the big shy guys and turning it into a big egg. Now the only problem is, when we jump into the goal ring, a big egg won't be carried over to the next stage, unlike small eggs which are always passed on to the next Yoshi. But if we go beyond the goal ring, aim the egg upwards, jump and then tongue the egg, it's possible to knock it back far enough to the right of the screen that when the next Yoshi arrives, they'll pick up the egg and take it into another level. Now like the chicken eggs earlier, when you take a sprite into a level it wouldn't usually be programmed, the sprite becomes glitchy. In this case it's actually the health counter, along with some other random parts. What we now want to do is take this glitched egg into World 3.3 and carry it to the second area. The reason we need this egg is to get the tongue glitch in the same way we did with the save ring, by turning an enemy in our mouth into a star at the same time we spit it out. So now we need to get an enemy in Yoshi's mouth and then throw the big egg. When it's just about to hit the ground, spit out the enemy in Yoshi's mouth. If you did this correctly, Yoshi should now have something in his mouth that he won't be able to spit out. Now we can use Yoshi's glitch state to break the game. Get Yoshi over to the platform with the stretched shy guy and then take out the small green one. Turn and hold left whilst using Yoshi's tongue and take damage while his tongue is out. Yoshi will turn invisible, but jump and hold right and Yoshi should be able to grab Baby Mario from his bubble. Now it's a race against time to make it to the helicopter transformation bubble before the game crashes. By fluttering right 3 or 4 times, we can hit the bubble and transform, which prevents the game from crashing. Once transformed, you can see the level has been completely broken, and this lets us touch a save ring just off screen. Once we touch the ring, we next need to purposely die in order to restart from the middle ring. This will fix the level and also put us further into it, skipping the submarine section of the stage. In Yoshi's glitch state, if he takes damage with his tongue out, his tongue will actually leave his body and fly off the screen, but as it does so, it stretches across the entire level and gets bigger and bigger, which eats up all of the memory and the stage falls apart, which leads to a crash. By touching the helicopter transformation bubble, the game is able to function somewhat normally, allowing you to touch the save ring. Losing a life from restarting will reset the stage and allow you to finish it normally. As a result of using this tongue glitch, when you beat the boss of World 3, Naval Piranha, every cutscene through the rest of the game will be broken. The tongue glitch and the skip in 3.3 mess with the game's memory, so all the sprites are loaded incorrectly and they get placed randomly as the cutscene plays out. This one is probably my favourite of the bunch. Even the ending cutscene isn't safe, but I guess that means we beat the game anyway. Big eggs can also be used to glitch out the message boxes. In World 2.7, if you throw a big egg at this message box, the text box will glitch out and then all the sprites, including Yoshi, will become invisible. This obviously makes it difficult to finish the stage, not only because you're unable to see where you are, but also because when Yoshi touches the goal ring, the game softlocks. Nice. Earlier we took chicken eggs into World 1.1 using a warp from 4.7. If we fire these at a message box, they really mess up the game. The text box remains on the screen and all the stage sprites become invisible again. Also, the background has become almost completely destroyed. If you're tired of hearing Baby Mario cry, here's a temporary solution. In World 2.7, get over to the other side of this part of the stage and lure these 2 enemies to the left of the screen. Once you get them near the transformation bubble, get hurt by them so Baby Mario flies away. Now wait for the counter to hit 0 and then grab Baby Mario and then immediately touch the transformation bubble. As the toadies are still trying to grab Baby Mario, pause the game and use an additional stars item which you can get from certain bonus games. This will cause the toadies to drop Baby Mario again and Yoshi can retrieve him while in a transformation, something which isn't possible under normal gameplay conditions. This puts Baby Mario in a glitched state, so now all we have to do is wait for the transformation to end and then the magic will happen. With Baby Mario stuck in this state, Yoshi is now able to eat him and turn him into an egg. No more tears and crying for this Yoshi. Unfortunately, this now means we can no longer finish the level as Baby Mario has officially left the building. If you put Baby Mario in Yoshi's mouth, you can return him back to normal by hitting the message box. When I say normal, I mean as close to normal as he could be. This is normal, right? Baby Mario's sprite becomes a bit unstable, but don't worry, this can be fixed by jumping into a transformation bubble. There, good as new. Here's a cool trick in World 6.6. Once you grab this boulder, push it over to the left and then carefully get it into position just in front of the door which needs a key to open it. With the boulder in just the right place, if you stand under it, jump and then press the Y button, with the right timing, Yoshi will be able to tongue the key on the other side of the wall and bring it to him, getting the key early. In World 3.8, if you charge up an egg shot and hit this enemy with it at the same time as being eaten, control is removed from Yoshi due to being in the enemy's mouth. The enemy is then known to do random things. In this case, it casually leaves the screen while we're stuck here and softlocked. Something similar happens with the last Piranha plant in World 2.2. We can make this Piranha plant eat us, glitch out and then slide backwards, and then it'll spit us out as normal again, but continue sliding along the ground. Oh, I think it likes us. This glitch occurs due to us having an invisible egg in our stash. Where did we get this invisible egg? Right here, from this egg-stealing rat. If we touch the egg it's carrying while the rat falls down this hole, an invisible egg will be put in our stash like any normal egg. This is known as a null egg, and with it we can really begin to break the game, but in order to do that we need to carry out a few steps first. To begin the null egg glitch we need to be carrying 6 eggs and then eat this skull rat. Throw it at the piranha plant on the ceiling and then jump, and hopefully we should grab the null egg from the rat as it falls. Now turn around and go back up the hill. Here we need to look up to load a skull rat above us, and then with the camera still panned up we need to fire off 2 eggs and make our way to the stage end. As we do so we'll eat this rat and then spit it out, and then jump into the goal ring. Here's the setup in full to get an idea of the timings and what order to do things correctly. Now all this stuff seems really random, but what we're doing here is sprite management, and it's important for the setup of the glitch. Every sprite on screen has an ID, a number the sprite carries that the game keeps track of, and the basis of this glitch is all about the order of sprites loading and unloading. In this case, the egg the rat carries has an ID of 10, and when we pick up the egg, the sprite disappears, but the ID of 10 is now in Yoshi's egg stash and becomes a blank slate for us to load another sprite in its place. Now the next sprite loaded with an ID of 10 will now be in Yoshi's egg stash. When we pan the camera up, we're loading another sprite in at the top of the screen, a skull rat, which also has an ID number of 10, so now we have a skull rat in our egg stash. Getting rid of eggs and the other steps we carry out as we finish the stage ensures that no other sprite the game loads has an ID of 10, and so we keep the skull rat in our stash. We can take it into another stage and it will load and exit with a glitched sprite. With a skull rat in our stash, we can easily swap it out with another sprite by killing it and unloading the sprite. With that slot now empty, we can store another sprite in its place, in this example a flower sprite, which has the same ID number as the empty slot in our stash. This means every time we come from an exit, a flower will be loaded. By managing sprites further like so, we can even store invisible sprites like horizontal exits, and when we take those into another stage, they'll load and play a screen exit. This will warp us to World 1.1, because as we already know, when the game loads an exit and Yoshi's position isn't as intended, we get warped to 1.1. With this kind of sprite storage, we can do something to truly break the game. We need to get the null egg and head to World 1.8, and we'll still be carrying the skull rat in our stash. Get to the boss Salvo the Slime with 3 real eggs and the null egg. What we want to do here is beat him without using the null egg, so fire off 1 real egg for the initial hit and then just eat and spit out the smaller slimes to finish Salvo off. When he's done, a key sprite will spawn which just so happens to have the same ID as our null egg, which means we'll store the key. And storing the key in our egg stash like this is really going to help us destroy the game. When we next enter a new stage, the key is automatically loaded in Yoshi's stash, and with the key loaded, a level-ending cutscene is played, finishing the level. The cutscene will end as soon as the screen has gone as far right as it possibly can. This glitch is known as the magical journey, and it's easy to see why. All level sprites fly by Yoshi as he floats magically to the end of whichever stage you put him in, except for the final World 6.8, which has its own rules and can easily crash. Simply managing sprites in stages can have different effects. Like at the end of World 2.1, with 3 real eggs, a key, and the null egg in Yoshi's stash, enter the door at the end of the stage and win the minigame, making sure you have just 1 red ball and the enemy sprite left on screen and then collect the prize. When you exit, the skull rat sprite will hurt you, but grab Baby Mario and flutter left to load 3 falling platform sprites. Fire off some eggs and the goal ring should stop moving, and now you can pick it up and carry it around. Or you can just have flying monkey sprites, because that's a thing you can do. And finally, in the final boss with Giant Baby Bowser, if you survive by fluttering long enough for Baby Bowser to reach the screen, he'll actually flip upside down and then start heading away from the screen. Hang around long enough and the sprite will go so far away that it will begin to tile and copies of the sprite will start coming in from the sides. Give it another 10 minutes and you'll have 15 upside down Baby Bowser sprites continually going into the distance. Of course, this would never happen in regular play, as once Baby Bowser gets close enough and the platforms disappear, you die. But above the screen, Yoshi won't take damage, and with the use of an infinite flutter cheat, you can just sit back and watch the show. Not so scary now, huh? And that's Yoshi's Island with some amazingly broken glitches for you guys to try out. And if you like this episode, hit that like button, share it with everyone you know and love, but most importantly, please subscribe if you want to see more from the series. Head over to the Facebook page for the show. I post updates and sneak peeks to upcoming episodes and keep you guys in the know about all things Son of a Glitch. Or you guys can follow me on Twitter and keep updated that way. Also, I stream on Twitch whilst making episodes, so you guys should check me out there too. You know, if you want to.